Welcome back to Spectrums. Please help us welcome our next guest, the wife of our last guest. Please welcome Shannon Chestnut, business owner of Swag Entertainment and president of DAMG.
Yes.
All right.
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful.
Shannon, hi. Hi, sweet Shannon.
Hello.
Yes. I know, and I just said that, when we were talking to your husband, and I was just saying you're so sweet and nice, but you're very welcoming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you said, you hold your own, and it wasn't anything like black or white. You just jump on
Just
in.
Shannon, yeah.
Just be Shannon, and that
Yeah.
Shannon, and that
Answer to whatever.
Shannon, girl. Don't be surprised when I see you like, hey,
Hey, Shannon. It's okay.
We asked the question to your husband, and I'm just going to ask it again, because there's always two perspectives. Now, Mr. Chestnut said that he's never ran into any real issues with you guys doing business together. Have you had a different perspective on things, or?
There's always going to be people, I think, that feel that way, but I think when we encounter people, I put it out there. I'm not one to hide who I'm married to, hide who I'm with, and if they can't accept it, if it's something that's a problem, we kind of cut it off at the pass before it even becomes a problem. So that's probably why we don't deal with a lot of people that have an issue, because if I start to see you have an issue,
it's cut before it even
What do you think the issue could possibly be, just because you're married to someone you love?
It was interesting to listen to you guys say, is it a comfort thing that people get with someone from another race? Because I feel that some people are uncomfortable because they're insecure. Maybe they're afraid to try it themselves. Maybe they're afraid to open a door and see what might happen, afraid of rejection, afraid of whatever. So sometimes I think that might be the issue.
Scared they might like it.
I do wonder sometimes in when you're in an intercultural or interracial relationship, when the argument gets heated, and some couples argue. You know how you go for the juggler in any relationship? Does that racial epithets ever come out? No,
it never has with me, because I don't want someone to pick at something about my person. When I grew up being called Orphan Annie because I had curly red hair, and when I got glasses, it was another nickname, and it was Pippi Longstocking when I grew my hair long. And so I guess it just never dawns on me to go there. I mean, maybe not everybody. I know I've encountered relationships where people have. And like someone mentioned it, well, it wasn't necessarily that your relationship ended, but you just felt differently because you're like, this white man snapped on me. But I know I've encountered people who said, and it was more the opposite. I got called a cracker, this, that, and the other. And it's like, it can go both ways. So it does happen, I'm sure.
Well, what made you start dating being open to dating other ethnicities?
I think I joked to you, I'm like the United Nations of dating. I did it. I grew up in a high school that was predominantly white. I think, like the other gentleman said, there were probably 3 or 4 black people in my entire high school, grade school career period. When I got older and I started expanding, I had dated white guys. I had met some black guys, dated black guys. I dated Hispanic gentlemen, an Asian gentleman. Like I said, I never really looked like, I'm going hunting for a black man today, or I want to find me a white guy. It was just, oh, he's cute, let's go. Yeah.
Now, by you being married to an African American man, how do women treat you, African American and Caucasian? How do they react to?
A lot of it is kind of unspoken. You get dirty looks, you get eye rolls. I've never really had someone come up to me and just, maybe it's because I hold my own, maybe because they see I'm not a pushover, but I've never had someone come up and just be like, what do you want to be, black, this, that, or the other? Nothing like, I haven't encountered that. I've seen people who have, but I haven't encountered that, I think. And I've had I haven't had a lot of white people really say, why did you date a black man? Or specifically, I'm sure they've judged me without me knowing it, but not to my face.
What would you do? Would you snap out, or you don't know yet?
I have an Irish temper. I might snap out. All the sweetness because I'm very protective of my loved ones, be it my mother, be it my husband, be it my children, my stepchildren. I have 4 beautiful stepchildren that are all African American. They're my children. And I'm very protective of mine and my family and my friends. So I think I would snap without thinking, was it a black thing? It was a white thing. It would be like, you're coming after my family. And
That's the way to go.
Speaking of family, how did your family react when you told them you were
I think my family always knew that I was a little different. More before I started dating outside my race, my mom just always was the one like, we never knew what to expect out of you because you're just different. And so I think My dad was a high school teacher. He taught in Milwaukee, in the city, for some years.
Together?
Well, my father passed away, but my parents were together until my dad passed away. And they were really accepting. I think I was in a relationship for 6 years that was a violent relationship. And I think when I got out of that, my family just wanted me to be with someone that made me happy. So they met some of the white guys I dated after that, some of the black men, and it was like, as long as I was happy, they were happy.
That's good.
Yeah, that is awesome.
What was, well, you kind of said, I was going to ask, well, what was one of your worst experiences as an interracial couple?
And I
Anything
use this
stand out?
With any of them, Hispanic.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
Black,
be your current. Yeah.
You know, I think the worst to me was something very kind of covert. It wasn't something that someone came up to me and said, but I think I told you the story. We were in Texas, and we had stopped to get something to eat. And we're sitting there, and, you know, sometimes you feel somebody just kind of glaring at you, and you just kind of feel it. And I'm like, I looked, and there was this man, and he was looking at, it was a white man, and he was looking at the two of us like, I can't even describe the hate in his face. And he didn't say anything, but he just glared. So, and I've never been one, let you look. I'm like that. You can look, you can say whatever, you're not going to run me off. But he really made me uncomfortable to the point where I was like, let's just go. It's just, and it's like, I can't describe, I've never been African American or anything but who I am. And I can't understand what it feels like to experience that racism. But to feel that, it was probably the only glimpse I'd ever get to really just, I'm like, you're just hating me because of the person you see me with?
Because you're sitting down eating and
exactly,
enjoying your...
Exactly. And we're smiling and laughing. It wasn't like he was there
In
kicking
your
my
own
behind
world.
or,
Just whooping your...
You know, like, get your damn burger.
But hate to me is something that's within that person. Like, you really don't affect anyone with hate except for yourself.
Right.
Like, I don't understand why people hate someone so much and you don't know anything about them.
Exactly,
Or
exactly.
just because of who they chose to be with.
Right.
Or love.
You've traveled outside of Milwaukee before then. Are there any, I guess, locations that are more accepting of interracial or intercultural relationships than...
You know,
Milwaukee can be a little segregated.
Yeah, it really can be. And people say it's one of the most segregated cities when you do the research.
And we are on the north side. So.
You know, and a lot of people hear, oh, if you're up north, it's a lot less racist than when you go down south. But my husband took me home to Mobile to meet all his family, and I never felt so loved. I mean, even not just his family. We went to the stores, we went out to eat.
Oh, yeah.
And people were just cool, I mean, sweet. You know, people down south have more manners than up here anyway. But and I guess I've never.
Yeah. Yes, have some lemonade, but yes, some sugar.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of funny that you say that because your husband said that none of his family came because of their schedules. But so do you?
Scheduling conflict.
None of us can make it.
Yeah.
You don't have a doctor's appointment. Same doctor.
Yeah.
Family doctor.
Yeah.
However, but you're saying that you went to visit this family and they were there and very supportive. So did you feel the negativity in the beginning and it changed, or was it even there?
And it's two different sides of family. It's his mother's side here and his father's side there. And his mother is very loving to me. And when I meet his family, everyone is very accepting to my face. And no one has, I mean, I don't know what's in somebody's head. I hate to try to assume what somebody thinks. I know when that happened, he was very hurt. I was very hurt because I was like, this was my big day. I'm only getting married once. I mean, that was it. And I just hurt to see him hurt, to see where all these people that claim they support you.
The friends and people that are around you, not that it matters, but we're just asking these type of questions. Do you have more African American friends or more white friends, or is it just really truly that mix that you were saying?
I think I have a pretty good mix. It was a funny thing to me because recently a person who I thought really understood me as a white person because she was in a similar relationship kind of turned on me. It turned out to be kind of an envy thing because she wasn't maybe to the place in her relationship that we were in our relationship. And that kind of opened my eyes. I'm like, you know, I'm used to getting a dirty look from someone who feels I should be dating inside my race, but for someone who I felt like should be able to relate to become envious, it's like, and turn on me, it was kind of like, what the heck?
That's sometimes women in general.
Well, yeah.
Maybe sometimes.
So did she turn on you because of you and Dante's marriage, or?
You know, she played it off to be something else, but when someone kind of slides in an underlying meaning and there were comments made about our relationship and us working together as me trying to live through him, not me standing on my own as a business owner and a woman, and that just kind of, it's like you can show what you really think by the things you say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Black at the berry.
Yeah, right. The sweet of the juice.
There you go.
Well, Shannon, thank you for being here.
Thank
Guys,
you.
stay tuned. Our next guest will be singer Cincere. Don't go anywhere.
Good job, Shannon. Great tone. We can hear
Did you hear me?
Welcome back to Spectrums. Please help us welcome our next guest, Cincere.
Hello, Governor.
That's singer-songwriter, Cincere.
There you go. There you go.
Get it right.
Absolutely. So I just,
Smooth like butter?
Okay, yes.
So we did just our last show we had was pretty much local artists making a national impact, and I hear that you have a big buzz going in Japan. Tell us about that. And how did that happen?
I've actually been blessed enough to tour overseas. I've been on 2 international tours for our armed forces, and along with, like, I would say, like my how can I word this right? Inner city club atmosphere music. I like to do big music. I write movie soundtrack records and music for commercials and stuff like that. So
I'm sorry, movie soundtrack? What did you say?
yeah, like
Movie. Got you.
My pronunciation.
I just thought it was something special. I didn't know. I wanted to learn. Okay, I got you. Movie. Awesome.
So, okay, you were given a key to the city recently, right?
To Milwaukee?